Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do the color weave crochet wrap just like you see. This is a one-piece unit that you have. The scarf is actually part of it and it's attached to the back collar of this particular wrap that we have. We also have other photos available online. Just click the more information link of this video and you'll see more of that. To get started on this project, I want you to pull the center of your Bernat pops out and then just get those ready and those will begin your starting strand. So pull one out of each and then you just have to choose which one you're gonna start with first and then you'll be using the other color then for the opposite rows. So pull out your colors now and let's begin to do row number 1. So let's create a slip knot and begin. You're gonna chain 146. I'm not gonna do a big sample like that because I've already done the actual real sample that you'll see in a little bit after we get the back panel done, and then I'm gonna carry on the real sample to do your front and the backs because that's the only way to do it. So I want you to chain 146 and just continue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go all the way to 146 for me. Meet me back here in just a moment. So as promised, I'm only doing a small piece here just to show you. It's really quite easy. So you're gonna go 4th chain from the hook. So count it back. So 1, 2, 3. Go to the 4th and get the back hump of the chain. And what we're going to do then is that you're going to double crochet in that one and then double crochet in the next one after that. So you appear to have 3 double crochets on an edge. Both of the edges will appear to have 3. Everything else now in between you're gonna chain 2 and then you're gonna skip 2 and then double crochet in the next 2, and that's what you're gonna do all the way across just like that. Okay, so chain 2, skip 2 and continue to double crochet in the back hump of the chain all the way down. I'll meet you at the end of your chain. Just put me on pause now and then meet me back there in just a moment. So eventually you'll get to the other side. Don't worry about my ending piece here. This is just a small sample I'm showing to you on camera. So you skip 2 and then you double crochet in the next 2 and eventually you're gonna hit so that you'll have 1 chain left. And in that 1 chain you're gonna simply put another double crochet in. So the beginning of these rows and the ending in this particular one is going to have 3 double crochets on the ends, and then you'll have your chain 2s and your 2 double crochets and your 3 on this side. Let's move up to row number 2 that we have. Sorry, no, row number 2. You're not gonna change your color yet. Just keep this color going and now let's begin that next. So the instructions as we turn are going to appear complex, but they're actually really quite simple. It's because we're jumping between 2 balls. So what we have is that whenever it starts like this, you need to fill it in with some information. So we're gonna chain up 2. And that doesn't count as anything. I promised you that in the beginning. So the first stitch where it comes out of is 1/2 double crochet. So do not confuse that chain 2 is anything. It's not. It's nothing. So now what we want to do is chain 2, skip over the 2 double crochets and immediately come into these 2 stitches that you skipped. Now you're gonna double crochet in those and you're gonna go right up over this chain, not in front, not behind, right over it. So wrap the hook and coming into the skipped chain, the first one. The very first time you do this is really quite awkward, but once you get it done in the rows to come it's easy. So just go in there and just go around. See, it pulls it down and then just double crochet. Do you see that? So do the next one. So you're filling in all these chain 2 spaces and going directly to the chain underneath it to be able to fill it in. And I'm making it look more awkward than it is. My angle to teach you is not always convenient for my own personal eyes. Okay, so you double crochet those 2. Now you're going to skip over the existing 2 double crochet by chaining 2 and then come into the next chain work by going up and over. So just going in, so you might want to push it in and then just go up over top of that chain 2. So it's trapped in behind, so there's not front or behind. And you keep doing that all the way across. So what I would do, keep doing that and then meet me back here in just a moment and I'll show you how to finish the other side. So just pause me now. Now for those continuing, you're just gonna chain 2 and then just come into this last gapping space on the end of your row and continue to fill it in. So 1 and 2 and then you're gonna come to the very edge. So you're gonna chain 2, and in the first one that you had is gonna be 1 half double crochet. Go right into a chain work itself. Don't go into a space because it'll open it up. Go right into a chain and half double crochet. Now when you half double crochet, you cannot finish this stitch. So you're gonna have 3 loops. Now because you're switching balls, create a slip knot first and finish that stitch with the new color, and you're gonna pull through. So every rows that you see, you're gonna go back and forth with one color, back and forth with the next. So let's turn our work and let's put the purple aside, and let's start doing this pink as we work our way across in row number 3. So let's get started. Now you have a gapping space right off the hop before you didn't. So now we're just gonna chain 2, does not count as anything, and half double crochet in the same one where it comes out of. Now we have to fill in this gapping space, so we immediately double crochet into this stitch right here. So just going into that stitch and go right up over top of that chain 2 that you had and double crochet around. Okay, so that should bury everything into position. Now you chain 2 because you have 2 double crochets in the way, and now you're gonna come immediately to this one here and you're gonna double crochet into that stitch below, going up over top of that chain 2. And then chain 2 and keep on going like that. So do that now and put me on pause, and for those wanting to continue, just keep me playing, and I'm just gonna show you how to finish. So for those continuing, just chain up 2 and then just double crochet in the remaining ones. What you need to watch for is this the most. This is where I screwed up right in the beginning of my pattern, is that it appears that there's 2 stitches left, so I miscalculated. Remember, chain 2 does not count as anything, so it appears that there's 2 but there's only 1, and so just come into the final with a half double crochet and you're done. To move up to row number 4, keep that color. See, the purples will always stay on the one side, the color transition. This side will always be a clean edge. And then turn your work and begin. So chain 2 to start, half double crochet in the same one, and now see the 2 double crochet are in your way, so that means you gotta chain 2 first to skip over it and then come into this space here. So come into these down here. And fill those each in with double crochet, chain 2 to jump, and then we continue across. So these rows are really quite easy to do. Because there's 2 different colors being used, the instructions have to be longer than they should be, and that's only because that's just keeping in the standards of crochet. So that's nothing much to worry about. So you're coming near to the end. You started pink here, so you're gonna be finishing off, and because this, and it could be a different color if it transitions on its own midway through, but you have this here to prove that that's the end. So you're gonna chain 2 and come immediately to the final stitch and then half double crochet. So pull through, but don't pull through everything, and grab the purple and finish that stitch and just carry it up on the side. You're gonna do a border edge anyway. So turn your work and begin the next row. So you already know what you're doing, so but I'm gonna carry on anyway. So you're gonna chain 2, half double crochet in the same one. So those will always be the same to start. The question is whether there's a space or whether you start immediately by skipping over. So this case there's a space. So these 2 long ones, remember this here is a half double crochet, so you're not counting that, that's an edge. So these 2 long ones are where you want to focus. So you're just gonna go right into those, just double crochet and then carry on. So then chain 2 to jump. You gotta jump over this solid one and immediately double crochet in the other one. So what I want you to do is that I want you to go back and forth now till you get to the 30 inches tall. So from this edge all the way to the top edge, and that will be your back panel. Do not fasten off at the end because we need to do a preparation row to begin do the front panel, so that will be happening on the back panel as well. And when I come back, then I will have that done. I've actually done that off camera already to start today's tutorial. And so when I come back, I'm gonna show you how to get started on the back. So you just keep on going and then just half double crochet in the end, and then turn your work and come back. To finish off the final bottom area, you're going to finish it off like you did on the right hand side. So chain 2 and then just half double crochet in the first one, just like that. And then in these spaces you're still you're still going to do your double crochets, but then when you hit the tops you don't ever chain 2 anymore. You just simply half double crochet in the tops of the double crochets that are there to keep it nice and balanced. So what I want you to do is that I want you to do that all the way across, fasten off, weave in your ends.